Hey, I'm Zhemmie. Welcome back to my midlife crisis. You might notice that I'm dressed a little differently today. Well, that is because I have got my full armor out for my second episode of Zhemmie Gets Good. Yep, this is the series where I'm trying to get better at Minecraft, particularly the mechanics and all the various aspects of it. Last time I did some redstone, which was very brave of me, I thought, and I actually went pretty well, which was really nice. This time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to, as you may have guessed, fight a boss. Is it the Ender Dragon? No, I've actually already fought the Ender Dragon. I fought the Ender Dragon last year after playing Minecraft for 12 years. I figured it was finally time. So I fought the Ender Dragon and I over-prepared so badly that it took me like 5 minutes. So I intend to do exactly the same thing this time because today I'm going to fight the Wither. Yep. That's right. I want to get myself a nether star and make a beacon because there's some terraforming I've been thinking about doing. And it is so annoying trying to terraform without that haste beacon. So today I am going to do my usual over preparing. And I am going to go and fight the Wither. I've been doing a bunch of reading up on how to fight the Wither. I've been doing a bunch of reading up on what you need for the Wither. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of the advice is completely contradictory. And so I'm just going to try and figure out how best to do it. Now, I am not going to do anything cheaty, like spawn it right under, the bedrock platform in the end so that it suffocates. I'm going to actually fight this thing, which is also why I have my totem of undying here, because I don't really want to die while doing this. But I really do want that nether star, so I'm going to start getting my supplies together. But first thing I need to do is I actually need some wither skulls because I need those to, actually summon the wither. So I'm going to be heading off to the nether to get those. Wish me luck. I have returned successful. I hope you enjoyed that overly dramatic montage of me fighting some wither skeletons, but seriously, I did have to fight like 100 of them to get these 3 wither skeleton skulls, which I am very proud to say my first wither skeleton skulls I've ever collected personally in Minecraft, because I just don't go into the nether if I can avoid it. But given how rather decked out I am in all my netherite armor and with my netherite tools anymore, it actually wasn't really that hard either. So next thing to do is to gather my supplies. I'm thinking I'm going to need a good bit of milk because I don't think there's any way you can stop the wither effect from getting to you, but you can get rid of it with milk, as you can with pretty much any other negative status effects. So I'm gonna grab myself some milk. Fortunately, I've got some handy cows over here. I can go milk for that. And I'm gonna grab myself obviously some more totems, some potions of regeneration, some potions of strength, some more arrows, and then I am going to find a good spot for me to spawn the wither. I have decided that I am going to spawn the wither underground. There was a lot of suggestions I saw saying you should spawn it in like an ocean biome or something, but I watched the sea team fight the wither, and for those of you who don't really watch Hermitcraft, that would be Skiz, Ren, and Mumbo. They fought the wither in sort of an open frozen lake biome, and I'll be honest with you, it was one of the most hilarious things I've ever watched, and I learned a lot of things not to do. One of which was you got to take your best armor with you. But I just seemed like being out in the open like that, you were just asking for trouble. So I am going to find myself a nice underground spot to fight this wither, and we are going to get this done. Okay, here is the village that is near to my temple, which is just off in the distance at the other end of this aqueduct I made to carry the villagers off with me. And we can see that it actually has some area inside of it where I may be able to adapt it to fighting a wither. So let's see if we can find a good spot. I figure this is far enough away. Okay, so it's down here. So I figure this is far enough away that even if the wither does get out, it shouldn't be able to damage any of my main builds. And but close enough that, you know, if everything goes really badly and I need extra supplies, I can run back fairly quickly. Myself a little chamber in the middle of this sort of hill that the village was on, and I have made myself a battle chamber. So as you can see here, I've got my 4 pieces of soul sand waiting for the wither skulls, which obviously will be the last thing I do. And I've got my iron golems waiting to be created, which I'm going to do right before I start up the wither there. I don't know how that's going to go. I've heard various things about it, but I'd like to give it a try. So my idea here is that I am going to basically stand back here and shoot the wither with my arrows as much as I can until it's time to run in and smack him with a sword, or just keep shooting him with arrows because I have a very powerful bow. And be able to retreat down this corridor as needed to replenish stocks or things like that. I've got my box of over-preparedness here. Obviously, I'll have a lot of this on me, but not all of it. I have set my spawn here. I've gotten rid of all my extra stuff, so my wings and my pickaxes and anything that I don't need specifically for this battle. I've shoved it, or don't really care about losing like torches or something. I have put in there, which means I think I might actually be, you know, ready, which is slightly terrifying. Sorry, there, a bit of a zoom in there. But yeah, I think I might actually be ready to try this. So I've got the replay mod on. I'm going to keep OBS running as well. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Alright, so I have my 5 golems, which means all I need to do is spawn the wither. You know, this is hilarious. I'm actually nervous, even though I'm so massively over-prepared. You know, the wither is always this big, scary thing, and I'm like, I'm sure it will be fine, but I'm a little nervous. That's okay. Time to face the nerves. 1, 2, 3. Back I go. All right. He's spawning in. Okay. I don't think they can do any damage to him yet. Okay. Okay. So he's like way the heck off over there. All right. All right. All right. Wait, he's already down to like partial health? What? Okay, I gotta get. Now I think I can just hit him with my sword, can't I? Can I just hit him with my sword? Okay. This is a little nutty. Did I seriously just kill the wither? All that over preparing, and I killed the wither in about 10 seconds with the help of those iron golems. That was absolutely hilarious. In the aftermath of that ludicrously short battle with the wither, I've been thinking whether or not I actually accomplished my goal of getting good. You see, the thing is, I actually want to get better at this game, and it kind of feels like I didn't exactly learn a lot from that. I also realized something, which is that I'm playing in my forever world right now, Zhemmie's Hollow, which I usually keep on normal mode instead of hard mode, because I'm usually here building, and that's what I want to focus on, not necessarily combat challenge. And it kind of occurred to me that if I really, really, really want to get good at Minecraft, I should be playing on hard mode, particularly given how decked out I am. That actually shouldn't be that hard. So I'm calling a mulligan. I am going to say, yes, I defeated the wither on normal mode, but now we're going to ramp up the challenge, and I'm going to have to defeat it on hard mode. All right, I'm also not going to use golems this time, because clearly that gives me a little bit of an advantage, and I want to actually fight the wither and get better at PvE, that kind of stuff. So, unfortunately, that means I got to get more wither skeleton skulls, and that means I got to go back to the nether, and this time I gotta do it on hard mode. I'm actually thinking about maybe making a wither skeleton farm, because I don't want to have to kill another 100 wither skeletons. And I might want more wither skeleton skulls in the future. I might want more nether stars. Who knows? So I might look at making a farm. So I'm going to go back to the nether. I'm going to take a look at what I've got there. Maybe kill a couple wither skeletons. See how that's working out for me. And maybe look at making a farm. All right, so we're going to call this round 2. Well, I am back in my least favorite place in Minecraft, the nether, and particularly the nether fortress, because this is where all the nasty mobs spawn. As you can see, though, I have created myself a little mob-free zone, and actually created another portal here as well, so I can get here more easily from the overworld without having to walk all the way through the nether, because it's a bit of a ways from my original portal. So I have been trying to kill some wither skeletons for a little while, and I am now on hard mode. Here, I'll show you. See? Locked into difficulty hard. I locked it just in case I ever decided to try and wuss out. Not that I'd ever do that, of course. So I am now in hard mode. I have been trying to kill some wither skeletons. I am not getting good drop rates, and I'm not getting good spawn rates. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and try and build a farm, farm here. Pardon me. So I've never built a farm in the nether. I've kind of been doing a little bit of research on withers and what they spawn on. Obviously, they spawn within the boundaries of the nether fortress itself. They spawn mostly at crossroads, so where two of these long hallways meet in the nether fortress. And yeah, so it seems like the best idea, and they spawn on nether bricks, so I'm going to have to use nether brick to create the platform. So I think from what I can tell that I should be able to create a fairly straightforward mob farm, as I have done before in the overworld, but for mobs that spawn in the nether fortress. I may end up regretting this. I've seen a couple of different designs that have like portals that take them back to the overworld and things like that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think I need anything that fancy. I just want something where I can drop mobs into a pit and then kill them myself without them being able to kill me, because again, I'm wimpy that way. And it looks like they will aggro on iron golems, so I think there's a way to do that to lure them in and drop them into a pit using iron golems. So I'm going to get started on that. First, I have to make this entire nether fortress area spawn proof so that I will only get stuff spawning on my platform. So it's going to take a while. Just getting all these buttons to do this area took a little bit. So I am going to get started on that, and we will see how this goes. It's part of me getting good. Standing here in my fourth best set of armor because my first, second, and third best sets are now in the nether being worn by a gaggle of piglin brutes. How did this happen, you say? Well, I was trying to spawn-proof my wither skeleton platform that I'm trying to get all the wither skeletons to spawn on so I can more easily farm for heads. And I was up in a crimson forest area just above my platform when I got surrounded by a bunch of hoglins, cornered, and killed. I went back in my second best set of armor and my second best set of elytra, and now a bunch of piglins had joined the hoglins, and they killed me again. I went back in my third best set of armor, and to pour lemon juice on the wound that this was becoming, they were all wearing my armor and my elytra and carrying my beautiful netherite tools. I was now actively making the situation worse. I thought I could pillar up and maybe shoot them from above. I got knocked off somehow, and I got killed again. So I decided, if this is me trying to get good, I needed to think my way through this problem because I clearly wasn't going to PvE my way through it. There is now a bunch of incredibly dangerous armored and armed mobs with all my stuff. Fortunately, it is not going to despawn. My stuff won't despawn until I head back into the nether because that's when the chunk will reload. So I know that I have some time to do this. So I went back out to my raid farm. I got some more totems of undying. I got some potions of health. And I got myself a really powerful bow. Let's see this. Yeah, see my bow? I made myself a new powerful bow. Got myself some totems. And I also grabbed a bunch of blocks of iron, some pumpkins, and some shears because I am going to go back there. I am going to stay out of harm's way, and I'm going to rain iron golems down on them. And I think that way it will actually be able to kill them fast enough because the worry is now that some of my stuff has been on the ground. I have managed to pick up some of it in some of these attempts, so that would have reset the 5-minute despawn time. But some of it probably hasn't been picked up yet, and I'm really worried it's going to despawn before I have a chance to shoot or kill them all if I go in there and just try and, hot guy them from the top of a pillar again. So I'm going to go in there, sit on top of the crimson trees, shoot them with my bow as much as possible, and rain iron golems down on them until I get all my stuff back. Wish me luck. Well, that went badly. I didn't realize that one of the mods I'd previously installed, Moog's structures, would put occasional piglin brute spawners in random places in the nether. So I saw the spawners. I'm like, I gotta take those out. I thought they were distracted by the golems. I took them out. I was gonna fly away. I'd put my rockets out of my hotbar. It went very badly. And now I'm out of elytra. But I am still determined to try and get at least something back. I figured the stuff that the mobs are wearing shouldn't despawn so long as the mobs don't despawn. So I still got a tiny bit of a chance, right? Right? Well, we're gonna find out. Well, I stand here with a partial victory. I am glad I came back. Everything else despawned except for the stuff that was being worn by a few of the piglins and piglin brutes. Actually, I think I see one in the background still wearing a pair of my elytra. I might go get him. But I did get a pair of elytra back, and I did get my pants and my boots and my good netherite breastplate back, which is something at least. So I persevered. I went back through this. I now have a much better idea of how to handle this. Oh, I think I see someone wearing my helmet too. All right, I gotta go get that stuff. But either way, I've got some stuff now. I'm gonna head back down to my nether fortress and regroup a little. I was just searching around for anyone else who was wearing any of my stuff, and I came across this baby piglin wearing my head. It's a little disturbing. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what they get. Final tally, I was able to get all of my netherite armor back and 2 pairs of my elytra, which is, I mean, those are the things that were definitely hardest to replace. So I'm super happy about that. I'm pretty sad all the rest of my really great stuff, all of my diamonds, pickaxes and swords, my netherite pickaxe, my netherite sword, my really good bow, they all despawned, unfortunately, as well as everything else I was carrying, most of which was replaceable. But yeah, this has definitely taught me a lesson that playing on hard mode is definitely very different from playing on normal mode, and I gotta up my game. This is why I'm trying to get good, is specifically to try and avoid situations like this. I don't want to be afraid of the nether, or at least hate the nether as much as I hate it right now. Either way, I have learned a valuable lesson while doing this. I have spent the last little while re-gearing, setting myself up with a good set of tools again, a good bow, a good sword, and I am frankly exhausted. I have realized that it is going to take a good bit more work to get my wither skeleton farm going, which is definitely doable, but I decided to come down here first to spend some time with my therapy pandas, just to try and get over my death loop in the nether, and I'm feeling much better now. But I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. We're just going to call this Zhemmie versus the Wither Part 1. When we come back for the next episode, I will finish that wither farm. I just can't believe how cute it is when the panda sneeze. Sorry. I will come back. We'll finish that wither skeleton farm. We will make the wither one more time, and this time we will defeat him on hard mode. So I have been Zhemmie. This has been my midlife crisis, and we will see you guys next time.